How's it going, boss?
What's going on, Jay? What's going on, Jay? I thought you were wearing a turtleneck for a second. I was
No,
gonna say,
no,
something.
no, just similar. You a kickoff?
Oh, Jesus. That's not good for my bet.
What's going on? So I just put a bet on South, and Lachlan Ilias goes and makes a donkey play.
Yeah, and that's
What's
of
he done
course,
here? What's he done here?
of course I would bet on an absolute Rabbitohs
Oh,
humping. That's what I bet on, a Rabbitohs humping. That's what I want.
the Rabbitohs to get pumped.
No, I want them to hump the Dragons to death.
Oh yeah, which I'm. The problem is when you bet on a team like the Rabbitohs, and there's teams like this in all sports. Like there are some teams that are just pure, like that you don't know who's going to show up,
Mm.
and like a play like this will dictate it. Like if they score now, they're done. Like they might be done.
Yeah.
So I really hope they hold them out.
No, they definitely got a lift. Especially like you said, like a team like the Rabbitohs. There's too many players
But
that
are
can
you hearing
influence the
that?
game. Huh?
It's like a zzz, zzz.
No, I think you just might be cooked, mate.
I think there's something on your. Oh, whatever. Who cares?
Is it? I can't hear
I
anything
don't
on
know.
mine.
Oh God, they've gone back to Sully again.
Yeah, it's a thick boy, Sully. But what's going on, G? A long time
Not
since
too
since
much.
the
Not too much.
potty.
Moved apartments. I did an
How is
IKEA shop.
IKEA
Well,
shop? Fuck, that's some grown up
yeah,
stuff.
IKEA, Kmart. Dude, you can run up a bill at those places. I see why chicks really like those places.
IKEA.
Yeah, dude, IKEA's like a tribe. It's like a casino. People talk about how the casinos lock you in, don't let you get out, but people never talk about how IKEA is the
Oh,
same.
genius. Their setup is genius. Like the way
Well,
it's just
they
one
block
direction.
sunlight as well. It's the exact same as a casino. They block sunlight, all artificial light. Everything blends into one. They take you in all kinds of like curves and left turns, right turns, U turns, upstairs, downstairs. You forget where you are, dude. By the end of it, my flatmate and I, Nick, like we were just like, dude, how the fuck do we get out of here?
And then after you've been walking around for a bunch, you're like, oh, God, I am really hungry. You don't need to leave because they have a food court there.
Yeah, it was. And you know what? Actually, the food court upstairs is way cheaper than the food court downstairs.
There's two food courts.
Yeah, well, I found because one downstairs, like the prices were terrible, and we got upstairs and the prices were slapping. So maybe that was different, but you know.
Yeah, because
Also,
I, I,
Swedish
I
food. The problem is with Swedish food though is like yes, like you have a food court, but like, are you really like is Swedish food really like? Is that really the food that you want?
I
Like, no one
guess,
talks about Sweden and says like the food was good.
but I think a lot of European countries are like that, where their food is like not defined. Like when you say like Swedish food, you say meatballs and then that's it. But every country has
Yeah,
meatballs, so like, what does that even mean?
well,
Same with like
meatballs
same if you
and
said like
weird sloppy stuff.
if you said like Hungary or like Czech Republic, like I don't even know what their food like. What is their food? I just assume it's like potatoes and meat, like every other European country.
Nah, dude, no, those countries. I think you're wrong on this. Like, I think all those countries have very defined foods. You're an Anthony Bourdain man. You've seen like those countries have well defined. Like Hungary, like sausages. I'm pretty sure big on
Yeah, but it's like
sausages.
yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like a sausage is a sausage though. Like, what more can you do with a sausage? It's a sausage.
Well, but if you ask Lana Rhodes, I'm sure she can give you lots of suggestions.
Oh Jesus, mate, that's a mother you're talking about, mate. That's someone's mum. That is someone's mother. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
dude, mate, she was getting absolutely passed around that she didn't even know who the father was for a long time. Some mess.
she didn't know who the father of the child was.
Yeah, because she's just getting passed. Or I shouldn't say passed around. It's probably insensitive, but you like
She
she
was getting
was.
passed around.
Yeah, she was being very liberal with what's in between her legs. I'll say that.
Oh, I thought, but she didn't know who the father was. But surely you should have some ability.
Yeah, you would think so.
Like
I
that
don't
would be
know.
like a map in time of like, okay, these could be the fathers.
Well, there's like this interesting theory. It's not really a theory. It's like what basically alpha males just talk about is like that's the main reason why men are allowed to cheat and women aren't allowed to cheat is purely for paternity reasons. But if you look from like a biological standpoint, no matter where, like if a guy cheats of multiple women, also if a guy cheats, like you as a guy, you would know who the father is if you have sex with a woman. Generally, in the past, like in ancient times, because they're virgins, correct?
Yeah,
But on
great
the
try, son.
converse,
I love it.
like a woman couldn't do that because it's hard to figure out who the dad is, just logically.
Yes, but also they say there's actually a biological counteract to that is that there's a reason why kids look more like their fathers when they come out the womb. So apparently kids look more like their dads when they're younger, and it's for that reason. It's so because like that it's the ladies because it's just come out of her.
Yeah.
But like if it's the dudes, it's like so it's like that's why like if the dude has like the fattest nose and like really like sharp eyebrows, like bullied up, like footy play eyebrows, and the kid comes out and he's got like a flat nose and like really like subtle forehead. You're like, well, this is clearly not his. So there's actually a biological.
Isn't that obvious? That, like when they're born, babies look all the same. They look ugly. Like when they're like 1 month, 2 months old, they all look ugly.
I think apparently it's noticeable. Apparently, if you get a newborn baby and their father, it's very like clear.
Yeah, I could only see like
what are Souths doing, by the way? What are Souths doing, you donkeys?
I don't know, dude. Of course I would bet for a humping, and now they're just getting humped in the first 10 minutes. It's disgusting. And of course it'll be Lomax after he got absolutely slated in the media. Of course he'll do that.
Can we talk about that? He got absolutely roasted. Dude, he's like 21 as well. He got roasted in the media all week.
He is a bit of like a
He's a menace.
He's a bit of like a larrikin without any like substance, I guess. You know what I mean? Like he is good. Everyone knows he's a throbber, but he hasn't really like your team's shit, and you haven't like done anything insane. You have insane moments, but you haven't done anything insane.
Yeah, I agree. He's not accomplished.
I think that he's not even in the mix. Like he's not really in the mix for Origin. Like he should be, but he's not. Like you got Stephen Crichton ahead of him, probably Campbell Graham, probably even Sawali. Like he's not really in that sort of picture, even though he's a young thrower that everyone knows that he has a lot of potential. But it's just something about him that sort of rubs people the wrong way.
He's quite arrogant, and it's clear.
I heard
stories, I don't mind that. Like I don't mind if he's arrogant. Like he is really good, and like the one thing I don't like, and I think we discussed is there's a bit of the Gutherson in him that I really don't like. Where when like Gutherson, his teammate makes a mistake and he's on him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Gutherson, like you're good, but you're not Cristiano Ronaldo either. Like you're like an all right halfback, not fullback. Like all you've ever done really is lose your state in Origin series. Like you're good, but like you're not good enough to be abusing your teammates. Because footy, you don't abuse your teammates. Like you do, but like I don't know. I've never played pro footy, but in my experience, like I played like rugby league, rugby union all my life, and like that level of rugby league, rugby union, the abuse was so much less than like park soccer, which is what I play. Like one of the things I don't like about soccer is everyone thinks they're the best, and it's toxic. Like if you make a bad pass, people yell at you. In footy, dude, we had some shit players on our high school team. When did we ever cuss out those shit players for making shit plays? We had a halfback who I don't think kicked it out on the full from a penalty once in the season, and we never once turned around and dished it out to him. Whereas Gutherson, people give away 6 again, he's on their ass violently, and I get that, but like there are some times where like 6 again, you can be on their ass, but like they drop the ball and he has a go at them. There's a bit of that about Lomax as well, and that like severely like. I don't know, like my boss went to a big footy school where all the star players came from. He's mates with the star players, and he's like, dude, I grew up with like star NRL players. Like this is not on. Like that Gutho shit is not on. That's why he hates Corey Thompson, because he caught Corey Thompson doing it once. He's like, not on. There's a bit of that about Lomax.
Well, it's a bit ironic because Mitchell Moses is one of the phenoms of that type of stuff, and
I don't think he is though. I don't think Moses gets up.
He's a merchant for it. So what do you think?
Criticizing his own team.
What do you think Dylan Brown like never flourished last year? It's because like anytime he did something wrong, he would just get absolutely drilled. So Dylan Brown's like,
by Moses,
man, we get drilled. Like Moses is a driller. That's why
I haven't noticed that. To be fair,
hates Moses. That's why when Burton
exactly.
That's why when Burton came behind and slapped that try out of his head, everyone's like no one was like no one in the crowd, even me watching, was like, oh, that's a tough one, Moses. Everyone's like, fuck you, Moses.
Moses as well is like kind of like low key trash. Like he's good, but like, dude, like Parrot not gonna they're probably not gonna win anything this year. If they do anything, it'll be because a miracle happens.
Yeah.
Play one Origin game, lost. They got a great team, one of the most dominant fullback. Like again, like you can say Moses is good, but it's like any halfback 5'8" would look good with Dylan Brown next to them. Gutherson, good fullback. and like that
Marnie.
forward pack in front of them. Like
Yeah.
Marnie directing play, like fucking Carl Flanagan would look decent in front of them. Like if you put like we've seen Moses on a shit team, trash. We've seen him on a good team, good. Like, but he's not helping them win the comp or anything. Like they have won big games against big teams, but again, like I don't think that was because of Moses. Like he's good. I think he's really good, but like he's definitely not good enough to be giving shit to Dylan Brown. I do agree with you there.
Yeah, like if there was like an
Dylan
alternate,
Brown will be a better player than him. Dylan Brown will be better than Mitchell Moses.
yeah. I'll say if Dylan Brand has the work ethic to like take himself to the next level, I think he would. But
Dylan Brown is good, dude. He works. The guy, I rate him. He seems like a good bloke as well. See, when he was like, I think he had back to back plays against the Bulldogs, got absolutely hammered. He caught a hospital pass and got hammered, and was just like dredging around the field, turned around, and like I think it was like Tavita Pengai Jr. was like steamrolling for him.
yeah,
Both his shoulders, the physio was looking at, and he just got up and just put his body on the line and tackled it. Like that's that respect.
yeah, no, big respects to Dylan Brown, and I feel like he's the only rugby league player that had like a sex tape scandal, and like no one, like if anything, everyone applauded him. I was like, respect.
What was his sex tape scandal?
Oh, he was just piping down some chick in the toilet
But did
in a cubicle. Yeah, I don't know. It was just this was like a while ago as well. This was like 2 years
bro,
ago.
this Talatau Mo guy's an animal.
He is good. He is good.
He's
He's
really
very sweet.
good.
Again, you know what? He gives me Dylan Brown vibes as well.
Dylan Brown vibes, yeah.
Got a bit of
The way he
sauce about him.
plays.
Yeah, bit of sauce.
Yeah, and he's got Ben Hunt next to him, so he flourishes much quicker than Dylan Brown.
Jeez. Yeah.
No, I think Moses is really good, but I do think you're onto something.
Oh my
where,
God.
By the way, before we go back to that, Tony Staggs, another football player, he came out of sex tape with his reputation enhanced.
It has been I don't think anyone can really like nowadays, unless you put on a bad performance where it's like embarrassing, a la Dylan Napa. I think
What
really,
happened to Dylan Napper's sex tape? What happened there?
it's like his dirty talk was just a bit mad. Not mad, but it's just like, it's just like, yeah, call me Big Daddy. Call
No,
me
you
Papa.
could do like some of those Penrith boys, like those
yeah,
five dude gangbangs. Like obviously you lose credit there.
Yeah.
Tony Staggs, though, honestly, like I think that was the biggest bat signal. I think any girl in Brisbane looking to get fucked by an NRL player,
Yeah.
he should be the man because like the assumption will be like, they don't care about the girl because they're these dudes, douchebags, whatever. Like, no, Tony Staggs got asked by some girl who was significantly less good looking than him to suck her toes, and he sucked her toes.
Yeah.
Like, respect. But I going back to it, like I agree, like in the NRL, it seems to be like guys who are like roast their teammates, not popular with anyone.
No. Most of the time it's like camaraderie. Like you drop the ball, they'll pat you back, like you get it next time. Like, because you're in a war. Like
I agree.
In a war, you're in the trenches. Like, there's no point like blaming anyone. It's like we're here to try and we have a common goal. So it's like you got to uplift everyone.
I think that's the difference. Like, because I think it was Dylan Brown. Like, I think like some guy in the Eels made a bad mistake, and Dylan Brown just was like, "Oh, all good. Like, we'll fucking move on." Like, because that's what you're in a war. Like, and I think in football the difference is because when I play football, like there are some guys who like they criticize me if I do something wrong, or like they criticize someone else when they do something wrong. I'm like,
that a lot,
dude. If a big guy was like, I don't want to be like. If a big guy is running at us, I'm not putting my body on the line for that guy.
Exactly.
Whereas in football, like if you're a dick to your teammates, like teammates can fuck you, like can physically put you in danger in football. Like they could just like not help you out on a tackle, give you a hospital pass. Like
or they can
there's
just,
a lot of ways
they can just isolate you from the game. Like they just went past you. Like in NRL, you'll get the ball eventually. Like you'll be forced to like do something with the ball. So like they need to rely on you. Well, like soccer, like
true.
Like maybe if you're in the midfield, it's hard. But if you're like a wing, like if you're on like the right wing, they'll be like, "Nah, fuck you. We're just gonna play on the left wing. Like we're not gonna pass you because you're being a dick."
Well,
surely that happens a lot.
It does. There's a guy in our team, this Mexican dude who he plays. Sorry, not on my team, but he plays, and he'll just tell guys if they make a mistake, "I'm not passing to you." And so like. I'll notice that, like,
but is he good?
Not in a good position. He's not that good. The
reason
he's not very good. He's like, he's got some skills, but he's every time he comes, I'm like, please be on the other team because he takes a lot of the ball. He's like he tries to play like he picks the ball up off the defenders and tries to start it. And he's not very good. So
Yeah.
if he gets on the ball, your team can probably get it back. So you kind of don't want I want to be on his team because I like to play on the team that doesn't have the ball a lot because I like to defend. I'm good at defending.
Yeah.
So when he comes, I'm like, oh, come on, Mike. Like, I don't know, it depends, but basically he's not very good. But like I'll notice that he won't pass the guys, and I'm like, dude, like if I was that guy, like I would totally not put my body on the line for him.
Yeah.
Like, and whereas in soccer, like you're addicted to teammates, like what's gonna happen? What are they gonna do?
Yeah. There's a lot.
Also, like in rugby, if you're addicted to your teammates, you're being addicted to some big fella who could probably just bash you.
Yeah, true. You might just
like
get
if you're a halfback and you're addicted to your prop, that prop could probably just fuck you up.
Yeah, because they're the ones that are tackling the big guys for you. Like they're
exactly
your bodyguards. Like surely you can't be shit to your bodyguards. But that being said, like celebrities or like I think celebrities are dicks to their bodyguards as well. But maybe it's more because it's a job.
Yeah, but that's like the job itself.
Yeah, that'd be a shit job. Just getting abused by your fucking.
Campbell Graham is having a clinic put on him by Lomax.
Yeah. This is my bet. Like my bet's done. I think. Unless not done, but fucking Rabbitoh's got to do something crazy. But I don't mind this either because now, like, if the Rabbitohs are about it, at least the Rabbitohs are about it. Like, at least they're invested into the game and they're good players are going to play, which I need. I need they're good players to play.
Oh, the game's not over. The Rabbitohs have barely touched the ball, but like, dude, DeBellin, what is going on with these guys? I got to check on DeBellin because I sold him in Supercoach and I want to know how he's going.
Yeah, I don't know if the listeners have like you haven't felt the tension, but there is a bit of hastiness in this episode because there's a lot on the line. There's a lot
against each other.
There's no money.
Do you have any players right now?
No, I got no one.
Tell them what's going on.
I got no one playing. But yeah, there's a lot on the line. Not money.
Well, there is money actually.
Well, there is money, but no. This is a one-on-one battle of pride of who knows ball. Who knows ball. Who knows NRL footy? Who knows their players?
Dude,
who is the best
that is
manager?
so true.
Who is the coach?
It is like you can judge so much how much someone knows about a sport by like their like fantasy teams.
Yeah.
And anyone who tells you wrong is an idiot. Like anyone who's like, oh, like you can tell if they know what they're doing.
Yeah, and to give credit to David, he knows what he's doing. He says he's a very tough opponent. We're on the same amount of points in the ladder. He's above me on for and against. There is a lot on the line. We're both not in the top 8. Like there is a lot on the line here, and
I'm gonna tell you now.
I'm coming as an underdog. I'm coming as an underdog as well.
I got rid of Jesus. There's some big scores getting put up. I knew I should have got Talatalo all those rounds ago, but whatever.
I think I sold him early. Fuck. Sold him so
early. I bought Brian To'o. I went away from the left edge of Panthers. I saw he was cheap and I bought him. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Gee, that's a bold move there, boss.
That's a bold move.
That is a very bold move.
I am a bold one.
Brian To'o. Oh, really? On the non-offensive edge.
Tarpany. You say non-offensive like he didn't get 100 last week.
Oh, did he? I only worry about my
last
players,
two scores are 71, 116.
I'm one of those. I'm one of those coaches, one of those managers where we're gonna focus on our own game, and if we play well, no matter what happens, we'll defeat the opposition. And that's how I'm going through this super coach round. No matter what you have, I don't care who your captain is. I don't care what team you have. If my boys put on the performance that I know they can, we're gonna come through with it.
Half our boys the same because I have Joey Tapine as well now.
Yeah. I knew you were probably buying. Fuck, he was such a good buy. He's such a good buy.
Well, I got rid of Offhand Gowie because I feel like he's maybe peaked.
I've kept it. I actually made no trades this week. I'm low on trades, so I was like, you know what? I think
What do you mean low on trades? How many do you have?
Oh, come on, boss. It's just between. I've got 12.
Oh, how have you spent them all?
I spent a lot of. Did a lot of trade. It's because my team at the beginning was so shit. Like I just went for like the good players, and you realize the good players never because they're just good players. They'll lift when they need a lift, and they're not going to lift in the first couple of rounds. So I was like, fuck. I eventually had to rejig my team to a point where now it's a solid mix of solid first graders, a mix of young booming rookies. Like
Yeah,
I've got some key
thank you to
moves
all
that I
the
want to make.
rookies out
I
there.
got some key moves that I want to make, and I'm just saving those trades to make those key moves. The origin period's
That's
tough,
good.
man. The origin period is a tough one to
I've written
maneuver.
off that. What did you think of Origin? I haven't even seen much of the
We
since
actually got
Origin.
we got bent over. We got bent over and shown that we don't know what origin is.
I think
It was actually disgrace, and we watched the game. It was disgrace. It was actually a disgrace to watch. And all the players that I said were going to be shit were shit. And all the players that David said was going to be good were obviously shit.
well, I think Gerbo was really missed. I think the way that like Carrigan just took the piss in the middle, like
Yeah,
Gerbo wouldn't have let that happen. He would have just cut him down.
because I'm a massive Manly fan, like I would agree Jobo should be in the team, but I think it was just the rotations. Like they just took Payne-Haas off way too early, like 20 minutes.
Yeah, and that was big because like Madison was not good as
Yeah,
a prop.
he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it.
He's a back rower. He's an attacking back rower. He's not a prop. Like
And
I
like
think
and his game is like it's really just offloading. And like he's not gonna have the confidence to offload because if he makes a mistake, he knows he fucks. He's gonna play like a very subdued.
He played it safe.
Very subdued game.
You don't get Madison to steam through the middle and like bend the line back. That's not what he does. He breaks tackles. He offloads.
He absorbs.
He has good footwork.
He absorbs plays. Like he absorbs defenders.
Yes, he creates space. Oh my god, what are the Dragons doing? They're going crazy.
What is going? Dude, what are these shit teams playing well? I don't understand.
Oh my god, someone tackle him. Dude, this is the thing with Souths. You never know what you're gonna get. Even with Cam Murray playing in the middle.
Cam Murray's like, his form sort of faltered off. Maybe it's because of injuries and stuff. But yeah, it's one of those tough ones. Cam Murray, like it seems like the workload that he takes is really sort of catching up with him recently.
Yeah, he's not a big guy. I wonder about that.
You always want he's not that big. Like he's good looking, and he can take you so far in the game of rugby league.
You know what? I think it genuinely makes it. I was thinking about this. I think not only from a marketing perspective. Oh my god, Lomax.
That was disgusting.
That was disgusting. That was disgusting.
That was actually
disgusting.
If
this bet's gonna lose, I want South to get absolutely pumped.
I need
They're gonna get.
As a Man fan, I need South to get pumped. I need them to get pumped.
Dude, that was absolutely disgusting from Lomax.
It's crazy.
He heard everything.
Yeah, he heard. It's crazy what he's doing. It's crazy what he's doing because it's like now,
he heard what everyone was saying during the week, and he went, fuck everyone."
Chuck him in Origin. I'm not gonna lie now. In these 20 minutes he's played,
I think he's better than. I think he's a much better rugby league player than Tony Staggs.
I don't see the hype about Tony. I really don't see the hype. I don't understand the hype.
Yeah, he breaks some tackles, but there's a lot of centers in the fucking NRL. That's literally, if you're not a yardage center, if you're not a defensive specialist, if you're not like an aerial guy, like if you're not like a ball skills guy, like you have to be a tackle busting center. That's exactly what you are. Like, if I'll put it this way, if your team signed Tony Staggs for $650,000 a year, so unders for what he would be asking for, would you be happy? I wouldn't.
650.
What does he offer?
I don't know. Yeah, like
what does compared to I would rather like an Aaron Shop, someone who at least digs in, takes it up hard.
Well, it's one of. This is where you can
see the ability, but I don't see him as a player.
This is where you can equate it to Supercoach. This is where you can really equate it to Supercoach. You spend money on the key positions. Your halfback, your fullback, 5'8", hooker. You know where you always get the cheapies? The centers, because it's just centers coming out of nowhere every single year. Like you said, Shop, Kiraz, Cooler.
I've spent a lot of money on my centers.
Well, yeah, but my centers are stacked. I got pretty much the best centers you can have. But
I got Toto, May, Tago.
See, two penalties, that's dumb. That's dumb. Because now you've neutralized yourself. Because it's like it's either Toto has a big game or May has a big game. That being said, they are playing the Warriors and they could put up 100 points. Mate, they could physically put up 100 points.
What do you mean? I've really insured myself, if anything.
No, you got to diversify your assets, you know? You don't want to be all in crypto. You don't want to be all in crypto. You don't want to be all in the ASX. But that means,
But the thing is, Who have I got on the bench? I'm not even playing him this week. Tony Staggs. Am I worried about him?
I saw that.
Absolutely.
I really saw that. I was like, fuck, I'm surprised you didn't play Katoni.
Well, I'd rather who am I going to drop for him? Ezra Mam, maybe Ezra Mam.
Well, I say that the Broncos team is shit. They lost so many players.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I won't play as.
Oh.
I'll play Jacob Kiraz instead because they're playing the fucking
Interesting.
Tigers.
Did I just talk him out of it? Because if Ezra Man, do I have Ezra Man? Yeah, the big game.
Maybe.
Kiraz doesn't. Is Kiraz going to put in a performance like he did before?
No, but Brisbane are good, and you know what? Although they got injuries, Carrigan's playing, Haas is playing.
Dude, I can't wait till Carrigan finishes Origin. I'm fucking gonna buy that cunt. I love Carrigan.
He's really good.
He's special. He's like watching him play Origin was like, he's like elite. He's elite.
Yeah,
truly elite.
Is he the second best 13 in the league? Behind Yo.
Dude, would you rather pay Payne Haas $1 million or Carrigan $700,000? I'll take Carrigan.
Easily Carrigan.
Exactly.
Although Haas is really, really good.
You know, let's not lie. Like, there is an interesting theory that he's like got the Paul Gallen effect in like Origin, where it's like he is like one of the best players, but his game like doesn't help anyone. You know, like what? Like Payne
no,
Haas,
I totally disagree. When he went off, it changed the game. Like we watched it together. I was sitting there going, "Where the fuck is Payne Haas? Someone get fucking Payne Haas on the field." Because
but does he make as soon as he went off, we had no middle. Carrigan does. You saw when he came on the field, he was offloading. He was getting people in position. He was like Payne Haas. He does the dirty work.
No.
He doesn't offer anything more.
We were on top because of Payne Haas. As soon as he went off and Madison came on, and obviously that coincided with Carrigan coming on, they started fucking shitting on us. It was all because we couldn't get anything through the middle. Everyone's saying we lost a slow play the balls. Yeah, because you fucking took off Payne Haas for 40 minutes.
I guess. Yeah. I just see like his value would not be missed if he left the Broncos. And I'm just being honest. I don't think it would be missed. If he left the Broncos, do you think the Broncos are in a worse position? And maybe it's hard because they're different. Like they have a lot of like young up and coming guys like Flagler. You got Carrigan. You got serviceable big men like Corey Jensen, Palacia. They got Piakura coming up in the ranks. Like Payne Haas taking up like 1/10 of your salary cap. I don't know, boss. I really don't know.
I don't think you should.
Do you want him at the Bulldogs, boss? Or you want him at the Doggies for $1 million?
I got to think about. I mean,
someone that you said is so good, would you want him at your own team? Your team, your team was coming last for the longest time, and you're supposedly getting the best prop in the game. Would you want him?
No, you should never be paying a proper $1 million anyway. Like it's just
what is going on?
That's like saying like
ridiculous. Okay. This is odd. It's ruined my tip as well. I never
want my club to pay big money for a forward. I don't think you should be paying big money for a forward. I think you should pay big money for a fullback, a halfback, a 5'8", and a hooker, and that's it. Maybe a 13.
And you know, you know why? You know why?
A good ball playing 13. They can't
impact the game. There's only so much they can do with the game at their position. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I think Carrigan has more to offer.
Yeah, as a 13, I agree. I would much prefer Carrigan. But what I'm saying is, like, as a forward, like, even a guy like a second row, like Billy Kickow, like, they seem to, those, like, dynamic, expensive, those second rowers who become expensive and earn a lot of money, those types of players, like the Fafitas, the Kickows, like, they're hot and cold. And,
no,
they're very, a lot of them don't take the game by the scruff of the neck and leave their footprint on it. Guy like Tino, I would pay big money for Tino.
Oh, Tino is insane.
I would pay big money for Tino. That's the type of guy I'd pay. But not $1 million a year. I wouldn't even pay $1 million, maybe because of Tino's mentality. Maybe
Tino, he might be $1 million. Like, he's
for the mental stuff.
He's special.
But as a player, like, I think the only reason I pay big money for a forward is the mentality. Is they got to be good and they got the mentality and like also just the injury thing. Like a guy like Payne Haas is an animal, but like he can get himself injured because that's what he does. He puts his body on the line. Like I
And
just wouldn't want all that money
he's
tied
only
up
got
like that.
his shelf life is only so much as well. Like he's gonna be
Exactly.
is he gonna be that's why Tamalo is a bit of a like an anomaly right now. Now he's got like this resurgence. But like
That's because he
Haas,
was trash for a couple of years because they were trash and they were just like, just take it off. Take this season off, Jason.
yeah, yeah, and now he's come back with a like as a ball player. It's just like he's so scary. He's disgusting.
He's really good, yeah.
He is disgusting. Um,
So, but where would you want to? Where would you like Ola Kawatu? Right, you have a really good. Your team has a really good damaging ball runner. If he would you want him for 850,000?
yeah, 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 yeah,
You would.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You don't think you could find some other young
no,
beast?
no. Like you need like I think you like sometimes you have to pay for X Factor, you have to pay for strike. And I like 8 feet like I wouldn't, but if they did, I wouldn't be like upset about it.
Exactly, but
If those are like let's say like a team, let's say like your like the Bulldogs were gonna pay him like 750, and to get him over the line we have to pay him 800. I'll be like, we'll pay him 800. I'd rather have him on my team for 800 than your team for 750. Like I would
something like 10 million, Jordan.
Yeah, but we can. That's what I mean. I can find other areas to supplement my players, like the centers.
I think front rowers, especially front rowers.
Front row, dude. 100%.
Unless it's a Tino, there's no reason. Like would you pay 600K for Regan Campbell Gillard?
No, I'd get like some 20-year-old that's just desperate to play rugby league. That's what I would do.
I agree. I want my front rowers to be obviously you need a certain level because you need them to be able to pass. You need something. But like I want my front rowers to be like Spencer Lenu, like these cheaper guys. Like I want
he's a perfect example.
A guy
actually.
like who's oh my god, Cody Ramsey. I want Tavita Totola.
Yes. That's why I like Alloway. That's why I really like Alloway on our team. Like he's not gonna be expensive, but he plays hard. That's all you need. Someone that plays hard. That's why I hate Tapau. Tapau's fucking his shit. It's like, mate, we're paying you so much and you do shit all.
At the Bulldogs, I'm trying to think about the Bulldogs, like a guy like Max King. Like what solid. What is Tavita Pangai Jr. giving us compared to Max King relative to the money?
Yeah, I agree. I really agree.
Yes, Tavita had a great game, but like, I think that unless there's a genuine star, there's no reason like.
And think about all the
like
teams.
Christian Welsh, should pay big money for him.
I wouldn't even I wouldn't. That's what you props you can just find anywhere. And if you look at all the big teams, the teams that are coming like in the top 4, the Broncos is just all young players like desperate to prove themselves. Cowboys, all young players desperate to prove themselves on no money. I've never understood like the Bulldogs like signing like Paul Vaughan for a year. It's like why Paul Vaughan? Like just let like one of these young dobbers just beat their heads in the middle. Like Paul Vaughan has two.
I agree.
If your prop is not young, if your prop is young and doesn't have a family and doesn't have a missus, I think you're ticking all the boxes there with your front row forward. That's what
nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. Nothing to worry about. No liability. Like
you need a prop from a low income household with a lot to gain and nothing to lose.
Low income, yes.
You want like I don't want my prop thinking about his next how to maximize his next contract. I want my prop thinking about whether he will get a next contract.
Yes. And that's why you see a lot of late bloomers in the props. A lot of late bloomers because they're just like they like that's the one position where it's like you really must love footy to be a prop. You must love footy to keep playing. If you're 25 in reserve grade playing prop, it's like you just must love the game. You must have some passion for it. Why would you do that?
Would you rather Mark Nichols on 400? Like, would you want Mark Nichols? I don't think it makes a difference if you have Paul Vaughan or Mark Nichols. I don't think.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree.
I think.
And we're talking about Paul Vaughan as well, Origin player and Australian player. Like this is not a scrub.
And think about like the best teams, like their packs, right? Like it's not about who. Like think about the Titans. They spent a lot of money on their pack. Got a lot. They got a lot of fancy names. They paid big money. They paid to get Isaac Liu up. They got Tino. They got Fafita. They got Fodawaker. All these big names, and they blow. Their pack sucks. Tino
Yeah,
carries it on his
yeah,
own.
yeah.
Whereas like you look at
I
a
see
team like,
Fodawaker's alright. Fodawaker's alright.
but you look at a team like the Cowboys, and it's all obviously like Tom Lolo is incredible,
Fuck, Ilya's
but
got
even if you
benched.
take him out,
Jesus.
sorry,
Ilya's got benched in the
yeah,
first
I don't think he's
half.
that good.
That's disgusting.
He's had a rough night.
That is benched in the
Um,
first 30 minutes of the game. You're starting.
I think
halfback.
Blake Taft's a much better football player than him. I
Well,
think we've criticized
I'm
Blake
pretty sure
Taft
he
on the
was
show
playing
a lot.
halfback. Like in their juniors, he was the one that was playing halfback, and like not Tass, fucking Ilias was like the 5'8" or something.
Yeah, I think Taft should be playing halfback. I think he's good. I think we said before he's really good. He's a cat. And he's not great in the contact.
Yeah, he reminds me. He
Not
reminds me
cat
of like
task, but
a.
I've seen him miss a lot of 50-50 balls
Yeah, he's like a
because of
he's a softer AJ Brimson. Like he's like the same build, same sort of skill
Yeah,
set, but AJ Brimson like he'll just fucking do it. While Blake Taff has a bit of you know
yeah, he does.
pussiness
I've
about
seen
him.
him really pull out of a lot of 50-50 balls, but he's got the skills.
No, most definitely.
Like he made it to the NRL. Like everyone would have noticed that. All the coaches would have seen like this guy doesn't go for the 50-50 balls. And yet like he still made it to the NRL because he's a fucking gun.
Yeah, yeah, dude, hundred
Because
percent.
Ilias has not shown me anything, bro.
Nothing, not like he.
Every time I bet on them, he lets me down. Taft doesn't let you down.
He was like the number one guy to pick in fantasy. The number one guy, and he just like everyone sold him after 3 weeks. I'm like, mate, this guy's shit.
It is interesting what's going on at South.
Especially because
Their whole contract thing is interesting. Like the thing that they just don't budge. We won't pay that much money to Kiri. We won't pay that much money to Reynolds. It's like, okay, Kiri left 2 premierships. Okay, Reynolds left, one of the best players in the league, completely transformed the team and transformed your team for the worst by not having him. Like,
yeah,
but no, that no matter what they won't pay.
they were literally millimeters away from getting rid of Alex Johnson. It was literally like all the teammates were saying, we need Alex Johnson. They were about to fuck off Alex Johnson easily. And they re-signed him
Why
because
is that?
they re-signed him because everyone wanted him. All the players, all the fans. They're like, he needs to be at the Rabbitohs. And they're like, It's like, mate, the guy's fucking just scores tries for fun. Like, you're trying to outthink the room here. What are you doing?
Yeah, or anyone. I actually have come around on wingers. I do think good wingers make a huge difference. I think that
But then again, they're like the props though. You always want the young upcoming guys trying to prove themselves as your wingers. You don't want you don't need like a. Unfortunately for you, like I don't like even though Josh had a
no. I know
what
you're about to say. I know what you're about to say, but no. I think if you take Josh Adokar off that team, is a huge difference.
Yeah,
but again,
but Josh Adokar on the team is still second last. Like, yes, he had a good performance last week. You're still second last. You're still shit. And you paid him like what? He's probably like on 700,
no,
800K.
I think since our new coaches, we had a coach who your team had. He was trash at your team. He was at my team. He was trash.
He's a fucking cancer.
The Bulldogs team is good. They've just been coached terribly for the start of the season. And like, if you watch that game, like
they are scary. They actually are scary. I don't want Manly. I don't want to verse them because it's like fuck. They are like shit.
Burton, Adokar, I think does hugely impact the game. So think about it, like Ronaldo Mulitalo, he's really good. But he's better than Katoa.
You need the young guys. That's what I mean. Like these are young guys, and I guarantee once they sign that contract, and once they get that big money, then they're like not as good. It just seems to happen. Same as Garrick. We got Garrick when he was young. We got Tuipulotu when he was young. Saab when he was young. Once they start getting the money, it's like, okay, now you're not really that good anymore. Like think about like think about like besides Tupo, who has been pretty consistent. Literally every single origin is like a different winger. And it's always like the fresh young winger. Except maybe besides Brian To'o. But even Brian To'o at this point is like a fresh young winger. He's a bit of an anomaly. But think about like any of the good wingers in the past. Like people like Aquila Duarte or David Williams.
Spending big money on him didn't work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like all these like wingers that like have played or like wingers rarely play like 10 plus origins. Adokar's an anomaly. Brian Todd will probably be an anomaly. Tupou's been like in and out for like 8 years. Like it's always a mix. Like wingers are like a bit of a. You want them to
I
be
don't
young and
know.
throbbing. You want them to be young and
Well,
throbbing. And then,
Josh Adokar kept coming back, and he's a super player. But even
does he get
he
picked?
didn't
Does he
get
get
selected
picked,
because
mate?
of the
Does he get
Bulldogs.
picked for Origin?
He should have been picked.
But does he get picked now? Is there enough
I
for
don't
him
think
to?
they will because Tuba
I
had a
don't
good
think so.
game,
I don't think so. Yeah, Tupou had a fucking insane Origin game.
which I think is a mistake. Like the way the Blues threatened Queensland last year was like the thing about the Blues was so terrifying. It's like they can score from anywhere. They get an overlap. If you have Adokar on the end of an overlap, even if it's at their own 20-meter line, like he could take it to the house.
Yeah,
Tupou's not taking that to the house,
yeah, you're
and
not
Queensland know it.
wrong. Would you rather have Sawali
I'd probably rather have Suwali. Oh,
than Adokar? I know this
Adokar's
Sawali's
speed.
looking
I don't
saucy,
know, but
bro.
Adokar's speed is like
Yeah,
the
but
things that he
Sawali
can
has
do from
every
his
like
own half.
Sawali has everything.
Sawali,
bro.
yeah. But
He
to be
has
fair,
everything.
Sawali's like a prodigy, but Sawali is amazing. Yeah, so maybe him.
Sawali, but it's
Like
like
some of the hits he puts on bigger guys, you're like, what's
it's actually
going on?
scary. I look at him and like his projection in 3 years is like unstoppable. I'm like, this guy's actually just gonna be like he's gonna be like Tommy Turbo. Like this is like another Tommy Turbo that they just fucking unearthed. Well, not unearthed, everyone knew about it, but you know what I mean? It's just like a true prodigy.
Yeah,
True prodigy.
he's
But this South
freak.
Sydney team's fucking wank, mate.
Yeah, they are bad.
Now I just hope that because we're going to the game tomorrow. I'm gonna be so depressed if Manly are shit. I'm gonna be so depressed.
Nah,
If
Manly
we-
are decent.
If we
Manly will
get,
put
if,
up a good fight.
no, I think it's either gonna be close or we get rolled, and I think we could get rolled.
I don't think
Did
we will.
Tamalolo, Cotter, Reese Robson just in the middle, just fucking pounding us into
Jeremiah
the earth?
Nanai.
I'm not really.
Lua.
I'm not scared about Nano. I'm not scared about like. I'm only scared about the middles. Even Drinkwood, I'm not really scared about. I'm like, if they're like,
I would be.
No. Like I was thinking about getting him for my super coach. So I was like, oh, do I take the punt on him? I'm like, you know what? Maybe next week because he's gonna have a shit game against Manly.
I don't know, dude. He's really good.
Yeah. I don't know. See, but is he New South Wales 14? Is Matt Bird in New South Wales 14?
I think the fact that Matt Burton wasn't in the Blues team is a crime. Like watching him
What are
play
you
on this
talking about? Your
Bulldogs
team was last, boss. You can't go from
It
no
doesn't
players
matter.
to 2 players. Your team was last.
The fact that
Wow.
Tony Stagg started over him, like, is just like, what is going on here?
Because he plays centre,
Like,
boss. The guy's been playing 5'8" his whole
He
season.
was Dalium Center of the Year last year.
Yeah, but it's not like it's not like Turbo going from fullback to centre. And it's like you're going like really fullback is like an extreme centre. Like 5'8's a completely different role to centre. Like defensively, what you do.
But he played center last year. He won a premiership as the center.
I know what you mean, but it's like he hasn't been.
And
playing
his
center.
skills, like the skills that he has, like he I think he should be in there. He's
I would not be surprised. Like it's a bit of a shaft to Nico Hines because he's been in the side, but I would not be surprised if they pick Burton at 14. Because he really offers everything that Whiten does, except with a better playmaker.
White don't play center. I think they dropped
Yeah.
Staggs, put Crichton in at center, and then put Burton on because Burton.
Nah,
can play in
you
the
know what?
middle as well.
I really think they pick Latrell. I really think they fucking just pick Latrell.
Without playing a game.
I think they pick Latrell. I think they're gonna be like put their nuts on the line. Because like, what would be worse? Picking Latrell and you lose, or not picking Latrell and you lose?
Not picking the Latrell. Obviously.
Exactly. So I think they're gonna pick Latrell and be like, look, we tried at least like we went all in. If they went safe again and not like they only made like little changes like Tarek Sims for Angus Crichton or Jobo for Madison or something, then it's like If they push it, that's why I like Sawali as well. If they just went like fuck it, let's just chuck Sawali and let's chuck Latrell in. Just get
No, I don't
saucy
think
with
they
it.
do.
Just get
That's like
saucy with it.
classic New South Wales. That's like the same thing the Blues did for all those years when they kept losing. They kept chopping and changing, bringing new things.
Well, it's too
Honestly,
late now because
they just
they made the precedence in game one. You did that in game one.
no.
That's your
I know,
precedence.
and this won't happen because this is probably how humans work. But I think Freddie, if he did this, would show like give him a lifetime Blues coach contract because it would show that he could admit he's wrong, which for a lot of coaches seems to be really hard.
I didn't like his press
Um,
conference. I'll say that. I did not like the press conference. He did not take ownership.
the fuck's going on there? Yeah, exactly. But like, if he just went and just went, Fox, you're in. I know too, well, you play well, but you're out. Crichton, you're in. See you, Madison. Um, Gerbo, you're in. See ya. Whoever the fuck took his
Oh,
place.
they didn't
I
merge you to
think Reed
Sinbin.
Campbell Gillard and just went. We had the team.
Fuck.
Sorry.
I didn't realize the man got
Yeah.
Sinbin.
How is Telltale Simmons for that? And just went.
Give it to
We're running
fucking
about the same
Johnson.
team we did last year minus Turbo. Like, I would respect him so much, and we would probably win if he did that.
Yeah.
But I don't see that happening.
Nah, definitely not. Definitely not. All right, Rabbitohs, if you're gonna make a fucking comeback, now it's the time. Fuck me, Lomax has just turned it on. It pisses me off how much he's turned it on. Rabbitohs, they got a lift. They got a lift.
Because he got harassed all year. Oh, what the hell?
Lift.
Nathan Brown's leaving the Eels. What the hell?
Yeah. They gave him they granted him like immediate like if he can talk he can leave if he wants, which is fucking insane. So
Just in the middle of the season.
they only signed him like halfway through. Like, I'm pretty sure he got re-signed halfway through last year.
Because he was playing really well.
Because I know Manly were trying to get like Manly really wanted Nathan Brown. Really wanted Nathan Brown.
We already have Gerbo.
Yeah, but I think I don't know, they just wanted Nathan Brown. Because he does bring like he's a good player. He does bring energy. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if he's always been injury prone, so maybe injuries have caught up with him. He's not that young either.
Yeah, he has.
He's a bit of a hothead as well. Hangs around Jared Hayne too much, so who knows? Yeah, did you see that video of him and Jared Hayne?
When he gets to the fight?
Yeah, they're getting abused by like the construction workers at night, and everyone's calling Jared Hayne like a wife beater and whatever. Or not, whatever, like a sexual assaulter. And like Nathan Brown's like got his shirt off trying to defend him. I'm like, just lead the scene, lads. Just lead the scene.
Yeah, 100%. When you're like you
it's a tough even if you feel like you're not guilty, it's like I think you just got to cop that one on the chin there, Haney, and just walk on, just jog on, son.
It's just jog on.
Just jog on, mate.
That's so condescending. Say.
But dude, that's what I when
Just
they're like
jog on, man.
when they're eating his horse, it's just like come on, man, just jog on. Like we just don't need to worry about this. Yeah, all this hiss. Have you ever been in a situation where you're heat, like you want to get into a fight at a club? Have you ever got to that stage?
I have never wanted to, because it's just such a stupid.
I've never got that either.
It's just such a waste of time.
I've never like if someone like bumps me and like I really do not give a shit. It's like unless you physically gonna try and harm me. Like if you do something by accident, I'm like no, it is what it is, man. It's like
well, even like there was one time where this guy was trying like being a dick, like shoved me, and I just kind of grabbed him and I like held and I looked at him and I was just kind of like all good, like
even that's a bit firm.
And but you get racing for a bit, but then you just kind of like you're like yeah, all good, and the guys was like all good. If the guy was like, "No, I'm not all good," like what you got a problem? I would have been like, "No," I'd be like, "I'm all good," like have a good night.
Yeah,
or like I would have got ready to find myself, but I would never like the idea. Like first of all, you get kicked out of the club, which means your night's over after you've paid money to get in.
Yeah.
Then if you win the fight, you lose legally. If you lose the fight, you lose the fight. You may win legally, but you'll lose the fight.
Yeah.
Probably get banned from the club.
Yeah.
Like it's just not a good idea. It just seems like I honestly, you know what my thing? I can't be bothered. I cannot be bothered. I'm just like, no. People who like have the energy to like think about that. You're in a nightclub with your mates
Yeah.
and
Yes. Yes.
hot women. And what you want to
Well, it
do
depends what nightclub you
is
go to, but yes.
spend time, I guess, with just women, even ugly women.
Jeez.
What you want to do is spend time with your hands on another guy. Like
Yeah.
that is great if you're gay, which is great. But
Yeah.
if you're straight, the only reason we get into a fight at a club is because you're closeted, or
Yeah.
else you're just a
Actually, okay.
weirdo.
But here's a big one. Would you get in a fight on behalf of your missus? Would you? Would you? I think you have to. Unfortunately, I think that's one of the situations. Yeah, you just have to.
No, you
Like
depends.
if the guy was like, "Oh, dude," she like he goes, "Oh, David, this guy keeps touching me or whatever." Like you just had a club or something. Like, "Oh, this
Oh,
guy
I
keeps
think
touching."
yeah, 100. You'd be like,
You,
dude, what the fuck are you doing?
you have to throw hands. Yeah, you have to throw hands.
I don't think you are. I don't think I'm throwing hands.
You have to make a scene though. You have to make a scene. You have to.
Yeah, hundred
You
percent.
have to make a scene. Go, what the fuck, bro? Like all that type of shit.
You know what you do? You make a scene so that when the security guard comes over, you just be like, he was touching my misso.
Yeah, yeah. But then, yeah.
You make a scene, you push your girl out of harm's way, and then you get into a position where if the guy swings, you can kind of like you can defend yourself, you can step back, you can make him miss. But I'm still not throwing a punch. I don't think unless unless like he really overcommits, I slip a punch, and like he's just there to be struck. Like
Just there to be hit.
yeah, I probably wouldn't even because like okay, like if you get a chance to like really put one on someone and you do any damage at all, like you get in a lot of trouble for that, even if he was touching
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
So like for me, I would 100% cause a scene. I would 100% like raise it. I would 100% get aggressive, but all I would be doing is defending myself physically. I wouldn't be like being like, bro, you touched my misso, bam. Like I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I would
I
never
would just make him
never
out to be a
finish off.
pervert. I'd be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You're a weirdo.
Yeah, yeah. You just make it feel like, bro, what are you doing?
You
Like,
make him feel like a weirdo. You
yeah.
don't play the
But you
master
make it
card.
feel
You
like a
just make
loser. You
them
make it
feel
feel
like
like a
exactly. You embarrass them.
and that's why you have to make a scene because it's like if like he's not gonna try and big up and be like, oh yeah, I was touching your missus. Who cares? Like everyone's gonna be like, bro, you're fucking weirdo, mate. Like the guy's gonna go like not even
Yeah.
like you. Like
If it's a big guy who's like, "What are you gonna do
you're
about it?" I'll be
Muppet.
like, "Nothing. You're just a weirdo."
Yeah, you're just a loser, mate. Like you're just jealous, and this is my girlfriend. Fuck, you're a pussy, mate. Like,
That's exactly how.
you
Yeah,
do
you
all
got
that type of shit. Like, mate, it's embarrassing that you think you're trying to get with my missus. Like, come on, mate. You definitely have
yeah.
no chance.
Um,
No chance.
I agree with that. But if you do that, you're probably running the risk of getting hit. But like, you just have to assume that risk.
Yeah. You kill them with the banter. You have to kill them with the banter.
You probably will still get hit though.
Yeah, I think you'll
Like,
probably
you
get.
have to
If anything, I think it's more likely you'll get hit actually when I think
But
about it.
who's doing
Because
that?
they'll be upset. They'll be like, "Oh fuck, this guy's clowning me. I got to do something." You probably will get fucking one to the jaw.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you'll see it coming though for sure. You'll see it coming.
Yeah.
If anyone tries to offer a truce in a club, you don't. You fucking protect yourself at all times.
Yeah.
You
But
don't
to be
smile,
fair,
you
to be
don't
fair
laugh,
though,
you close your jaw and you fucking nod.
to be fair though, there is a lot less fighting though. Like I don't really see any fights.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't really see any scrap, like a proper scrap, like a proper
The worst one is on like
classic scrap.
a dance floor if there's like a big argy bargy, then yeah, you get it. Then like people like if there's like a big mosh pit, then you get people upset. But no, you don't
but
usually see people just like squaring up to people.
yeah, there's a lot of like the footy fights where it's like a lot of jersey grabbing, a lot of shit talking, but it's like I think everyone knows what the consequences are with getting like throwing a punch. It's like
Exactly.
you just don't want to deal with that shit. It's like
Bro, you don't even see that. You see a lot of you see a lot of people. You see like the idiot of the group, eyes light up, stare into the soul of someone, like in the other idiot of the other group,
yeah,
and all the smart friends blocking them, and you see them going, you see a lot of that, but you rarely get like up close. You rarely see anyone get up close. Like when we were at the Beresford the other night, and there was that one group who tried to pick a fight with the people behind them because they thought they were taking their space. Then they tried to pick a group with the people in front of them because they thought they were taking their space. None of them actually like grabbed one of them or like threatened to punch or anything. Like it was a lot of like finger pointing from a distance. and like threats. There's
Yeah,
never
100%.
actually. So yeah,
100%. Yeah, definitely a lot of pussy type stuff. Um, I
because
think one thing.
I actually speaking of that,
Yeah,
a guy I know, like a German backpacker got shot. I heard about because of
shot.
something like that. He was
What a
like
little
trying to
his
like
house.
he was in a bar in Colombia, and this guy he kept trying to like hit on this guy's girlfriend. The guy was like, "Don't stop hitting my girlfriend, bro." And he was this big German guy, and he
Yeah.
was like, "What the fuck are you gonna do about it?" Blah, blah, blah. So he pulled out a gun and he shot him.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a bit.
I was like,
Yeah, that's a bit
to be
mad.
fair, very reasonable. If you're the type of guy who goes into a club hitting on a guy's girlfriend, being like, "What are you gonna do about it?" Like,
And then he
you
does something.
absolutely deserve to get like. There's. It's not like you can be like, "Oh, sorry, I was accidentally doing that." Like, I was like, you absolutely deserve to get shot for that. Like, that is something like you just. If I got shot, if you were with me and someone shot me because I did that, I would. You just went, oh, yeah. Like, what did you expect, David? Like, let's get you up. Let's cover that wound, call an
Get you
ambulance.
up.
I would. That's perfectly reasonable. If you were doing that and you got shot, I would probably look to the guy and be like, "Don't shoot him again." But also, like, I'm probably not going to press charges
Yeah,
because, like, he totally deserved that.
yeah. Well, yeah, our friends had a fight, and that was my reaction. I was like, you really just got yourself into this mess, man. Like, no, like, I'm not really gonna defend you. You're just a bit of a mess. Like, I was even like talking to the guy. I'm like, God, like, yeah, like, I guess I can see why you probably punched him, but like, yeah, it's just now it's just more fucking admin for me to worry about with this guy. Like, oh man, you got punched there. Fuck yeah, sorry, bro. Like, yeah, you're in the right, bro. You should have fucking punched. Yeah, yeah, he was a bit of a dick. It's like, no. In hindsight, bro,
Yeah, it's all interesting.
you're a bit of a mess.
I,
Bit of a mess.
I think in high school we would have been like, yeah, if our friends in a fight, we would totally join in. But now I'm like,
Dude,
my friend gets in a fight, like
18 to 20, 100%. Now, is it maturity? Or is it
you know
just
what I
like,
would
is it,
do?
or is it,
I
or
would,
is it
you know what
less
I would do?
ignorance? Maturity
I
or
think
less
it's just
ignorance?
like less ignorance and just being understanding more like the world. But
Yeah.
if like say like I turn around and you're in a fight and there was like a few of his mates, I'd look at his mates and I'd do these ones. I go like, what's going on? I'd like look to them and be like, what's going on? If they were running in trying to like 4-on-1 you, I'd be like, all right, I got to step in no matter what because I can't let my friend get
Yeah,
four on
yeah,
one.
yeah. If it's a 4-on-1,
But like,
yeah.
I'd look at them and if they were just like sort of looking at it, I'd be like, hey, dude, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, I don't
That's
know. Like your
reasonable.
mate and our mate was, I wouldn't go and like double team the guy who you're fighting. Like I'd be like, ah, oh, this is their thing.
Yeah, no, that's very reasonable actually. Very reasonable.
You can't let your mate get like gang bashed.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not the way to go. Um,
What do you think of the crypto or the markets, mate? They're getting
man, it's the economy is a mess, man. It's actually it's very sad times. It's very sad times. We like to be We like to be uplifting on the podcast, but it's just very sad times. Just very very sad times. And the only way, unfortunately, that I've been feeling happy about is just knowing that there's a lot more people sadder than me. That's the only way you can deal with the sadness.
Affect me. The economy just does not affect me.
Doesn't no. I feel like that sometimes as well, but I feel like I think that we're getting to the age where like it will matter.
How?
Just I don't know things that you want to like. Just I don't know. Just
a bad economy hurts people who don't have job security and who aren't good with their finances. If you have those two things, and a bad economy won't affect you.
Not yeah, it won't. But it's not going to be positive for you either. That's what I'm saying. It's not. It's not like. It's not going to be like. We're not going into a period of prosperity necessarily. Is what I should say. Like yes, you keep trucking along and things will pretty much like you won't necessarily feel the influence, negatively, but like you're not. Nothing's getting better. I would say like things are not getting more affordable. Things are not getting easier to like. It's not easy to buy assets. Not easy to buy. Like it's not going to be easy.
It is easier to buy a house actually. If interest rates go up, and like the housing market goes down, and like other people don't have as much cash, and you have cash saved up.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the reason why I'm not sad is because
if anything, if you're good with your finances and it's in your control,
Yeah. No, no, no. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sad because I know other people like are gonna be like the interest rates are gonna fuck everyone. I'm sorry, a lot of people.
Won't
Because
fucking fuck me. I don't have a mortgage.
that's what
It'll
I
just make my
mean.
savings
That's
account
what I
go up.
mean. You just
In
let it, just
fact,
let
it
the money
sounds
run
bad,
up.
but I kind of think it's good. Like there are all these people who didn't have enough money and just joined the property gravy train and just thought that it was their right to buy a property and just have it go up. But like, no, like that's not how the world works. And like, if you over leverage yourself and bought a property that you probably shouldn't have and overpaid, like at the end of the day, like that's your financial decision. And like, I don't mind the people going through some harder times so that at a time where I think I want to, if I have the ability, can buy a home. I think that's the game, bro. It's like if you buy shit stocks and they go down, you can't complain, bro.
Yeah, yeah, you can't. You can't. It is. Yeah, I guess yeah. That is one way of looking at it. Yeah, I guess
But do you think it's
is
gonna
gonna
get
get
bad?
like that's what I think. It's not gonna be bad for me. It's not gonna impact. Like you said, it's not really gonna impact me. Like I'm just gonna live my life. But
No, it's gonna
uh,
get worse. You think overall this whole shit is gonna get worse?
oh yeah,
Maybe this will age terribly, but
yeah, I don't think it's bottom out at all. It's definitely not bottom out. I think it's still. I would say the end of this year would be a good indication of where the next trajectory is going to be.
the end of
That's
what this week?
no end of like this year. But like this year, where the world is at would be an indication of like what the next trajectory is. Just even just like socially.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, just like how trade relations
I'm just
are.
gonna
Like,
buy some cryptos right as you do this.
oh Jesus,
Trade relations.
ETH is fucking what 1.7 or something.
Yeah, it's so cheap that if you were buying at 3,000 and you're not buying now, like, what are you doing?
You have to, yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe I should. I'll buy more. Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait. I shouldn't wait, but
I'm
I'll
just
wait.
gonna DCA. I'm just gonna put like 40 bucks in a day, like a week, like 40 bucks in like every few days. I don't know.
That's yeah. That's not a bad idea actually.
Our mate who was DCAing at like the top, is he still DCAing?
I don't know, boss. I think he's sort of just. I wouldn't be surprised if he put a big lump now to try and like to get like the like to lower the whatever it is the margin is he's got on it. But
Yeah.
I think there was a period of time when it was not like probably last month. I was in the last couple months where it was sort of like it was just slowly going down. I think he probably lost confidence. And now it's like it's gone
Yeah.
to a level where it's like fuck. Now it's like now you go all in or not. Like you already have so much invested, you just go all in.
Are you still in on crypto?
Yeah, I still got my crypto, but I'm sort of the same thing. I've sort of just I haven't really worried about it too much.
Yeah,
Like
I'm not worried about it.
I'm not
I'm just
really
kind of
worried
like,
about it. It's just like
I'm still buying though. I'm like, if I think it's worth anything, so that like worth keeping what I have, it's worth buying some more now.
is this when you get into the NFTs? Wouldn't the NFTs be cheap?
Already, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I'm just speculating
Yeah, I guess. I don't
because
know.
you're more in the NFT space than I am.
I have a share in an NFT. Yeah,
How's that going?
not great. Well, I don't really know. Like it hasn't sold. So NFTs, it's not like you can see the price. It either sells or it doesn't. I think it'll be fine. Um, God, my Juventus fan token has taken a real hit. Lucky Paul Pogba signed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it was like which Fanta was it? Inter Fanta? There was like some fan token that went down to like zero, close to zero.
Oh shit. Inter fan token. Yeah, not great. Not great.
And they getting
But I only
Lukaku.
put like
You'd
50 bucks
assume
in.
that you assume that it'll be getting better. They're getting Lukaku.
I got AC Milan. They won the league and it hasn't gone that. It hasn't gone high.
Mm.
But I just think like yeah, like if you are willing to buy cryptos at a higher price, like you should be willing to buy it now. Unless you genuinely believe it's going to zero, but I can't see Ethereum and
Or if you
Bitcoin
just
going
have,
to zero.
or I can see like you just don't have money. Like that would just be the only.
Or you don't
like,
have money.
You just
Yeah.
don't have the money. Like there's only so much you can DCA before, like it's sort of a bit of a mess.
But just 50, and the fact that it's like half price or even less, like
Less,
DCing
way
$50 a
less.
week now is like DCing $150 a week before. And
Yeah,
like that's a lot.
yeah. That's what I mean. Like that's what. Yeah, you are convincing me quite easily here, David. But I am going to Europe, and I'd rather save my money for that.
Yeah, are you excited for Europe? When are you leaving?
Leaving like three. Well, it's actually not too far. Like 3 weeks. It's actually not
For how
that far
long?
away. Going for like 5 weeks, like till like mid August. So it'll be a good little trip. See how it
Oh, good.
is. It'd be really really nice. It's just gonna be fucking. It's gonna be a mess though. I just know like with who I'm going with as well. It's just we're
Have
the
you got accommodation all sorted out?
yeah, well, yeah, pretty much.
Well,
Like
that's a start.
we've kept it flexible with like a couple areas just in case we want to stay like longer in one city or the other. But like the main places that we need like
To book?
solidified accommodation, yeah, we've got that sorted. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, it'll be fun. Like I said, it'll be a
The guy you're going
mess.
with, it's going to be a mess.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be a mess because we're like, with David knows because he lived with both of us. We're like the most non like we're just like we just go with we're like the ultimate go with the flow. Like just whatever happens, happens. We could just end up like in another city and we're like, fuck, we don't know how to get home now. Like that's my biggest fear going to Monaco because we're gonna go to Monaco and just get absolutely wasted. But it's like, how do we get?
Why wasted in Monaco?
Because it's Monaco. I'm trying to get a Russian billionaire's daughter. Like maybe not Russian in this type of climate. Maybe I'll go for like a
Yeah.
Arab. Well, maybe not even Arab. They're not sort of. What would be the most ideal country for a billionaire daughter? If you had to recommend it, like and when I go to Monaco and I'm pursuing
Swiss.
billionaire daughters, Swiss, maybe
Yeah.
Swiss, yeah, Swiss, Swedish. He's a really Swedish billionaire, the size of Spotify guy.
He's Swedish.
No, that's what I said. I said Swedish as well.
Swiss. I mean Switzerland. That's where all the money is, mate.
Yeah, maybe I gotta find a Swiss billionaire's daughter, or really just a Swiss billionaire woman. I don't know how many there is of that, but it might be a very it might be a very well. It doesn't have to be my age, really. I'm sort of is it 45? You know, if it had to, it had to.
I'd definitely marry a 45-year-old for $1 billion. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Even if it's not guaranteed.
What do you mean?
Like, because you're not just gonna like straight up marry them, right? It's not like you're gonna meet them and marry them. How long would you commit to a relationship before you'd be like, "Fuck, all right, let's just call it off now"?
Even then, like a short relationship would
Like,
be
like
really cool to experience the life of a billionaire. For that alone.
Would you quit your job? Would you that would be like the big
oh yeah. Because
like
if you go back to your job, begging for your job back, being like, sorry guys, I dated a billionaire, now I'm back. They take you back.
That's what I'm thinking. Like if out of nowhere it's like I just have to call if I'm in Europe, I'm like, you know what? Sorry, God, like, I'm not coming back. I've met a billionaire and I'm just riding it out till it rides out. I think that would be like, you know what? Fair enough, Jordan. I think you ride out a billionaire, like metaphorically and probably literally, until it sort of dies down.
100%.
You know what? I'm gonna do that. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to Monaco, find myself a billionaire's daughter or a billionaire. That's
why
a woman.
Getting drunk there? Like, why is the plan to get drunk in Monaco?
Well, no, it's not. It's just we're just gonna be. We've made it. I don't know. It's just gonna be a mess. That's me and him. It's just gonna be a mess.
I can see that.
It's just gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of intoxication. I already know. I just already know what the vibe is gonna be. Like yes, we're there. Yes, you're there to see the sights, but there's some other sights you want to see. Yeah. So, yeah, see what happens. See what happens.
Have you got a budget set? Have you got a rough budget set?
No, not even. I'm think I'm just rolling like, you know me. I'm very reasonable. I'm very like meticulous with my money, so I'm not gonna be stupid about it. But I think I'm not gonna put the reins on. I'm not gonna try and limit myself where it's like I will. I'm not gonna forfeit experience of fun based on money to a certain point.
Yeah. Okay. So
They'd be like, it'll be like,
what is the limit of reasonableness that you have?
well, I think the goal is approximately. I'm looking at about like $100 a day, which I think is
$100 a day.
which is like
40 days.
some days it might be more, some days it might
So
be less.
excluding flight. So basically, your
Oh yeah, no,
expenditure once you reach the ground.
Once I'm
Is that
there,
including accommodation?
no, not even including accommodation. I'm just saying $100 raw on everything, anything that's not like a preliminary, like accommodation, flights, trains,
So you're looking
buses.
at basically $8,000 for the trip,
Yeah, I'd say probably a bit
maybe more.
Probably so. I'd say
10 grand for the
anywhere.
trip. That's
I'm
really
saying,
10 grand for
I'm
5
saying,
weeks in Europe.
I'm saying between 8 to 10. Quite, yeah, it'll be 8 to 10.
Considering
I'll say
you've
10.
only got
I
5
think
weeks to go
I think 10
speed
will be the
everything
cap.
up.
I think realistically, the 10 will be the cap. 10 is like, yeah, 10 will probably be the cap. Which it's
So
reasonable.
$100 that gives you about what, 60 euros to play with?
Yeah, yeah.
What? So 60 euros.
That's what I don't know what it's like over there yet. Like I don't like I don't know what
I think
sort of
like
market
a
rate's going.
lunch. I think you can go and get a lunch like a Thai lunch, like it's typical like lunch, not like a
Yeah.
fancy lunch, just like a lunch for like
Yeah, well, you mean
8
like a
to 10
lunch though, like
euros.
not like a lunch, but like a lunch, like that you eat for lunch, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not something fancy, but like a sustenance. Like
Keep you
if
going.
there was Thai restaurants in London, I think you'd be paying 10 like euros. I mean,
Yeah,
they're pounds. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
That's what I think you'd be paying.
Yeah, because really the biggest expenses it will be going to like the key landmarks and museums and shit. Like that's where you're really gonna be paying your money.
Yeah, true. Paying for tickets, yeah.
And just general, depending where you go, like general travels or like an intercity bus or like the underground train in London or something that you just don't account for.
Yeah.
Like all that, like
But
all
breakfast
that
breakfast at hostels probably be paid for, so you load up at the breakfast.
Yeah, 100%. And shout out to our friend's mum who's letting me stay at their place. Respects in London. Respects to that.
Oh, you're staying at our mate's place.
Yeah. So respect to her.
Oh, that saves so much money. How long are you gonna be in London? So you're just staying in his room?
Well, I don't know. Apparently, it's got a lot of bedrooms, so I'm hoping they push out one of the kids and tell them to share a room, and Big Jordan gets his own room. But that is a lot. That is a lot to ask for a bunch of primary school kids to say, you know what, this random stranger that's brown from Australia is going to take your room. It is a bit of a big call for them.
It is a large call.
It is a very large call. Very large.
Yeah, you better call Saul on that one.
Yeah, it's going to be a very large call. So, but it's going to be weird because like when I land, I'm actually landing on like they're gonna be away on not away, but like they got stuff planned on that day. They're going. I think they're going to Wimbledon. Like Wimbledon's on that day. So I think I'm just gonna be. I think I'm just gonna be in the house by myself. So I don't know. Yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do.
Well, how are you gonna get into the house?
No, I landed like Wimbledon's not till like the afternoon. So like I arrive in the morning. So like I'll get there like.
Oh yeah, so you just drop your shit there and then just go for a walk.
Yeah, but then apparently he said London's weird.
Really
like,
he
said London's weird. It's like a mix of like it'll be like a good neighborhood and then a bad neighborhood.
He said it's a shithole, basically.
Yeah, so like I don't want to walk around and get fucking shivved on my first day.
We've spoken about so many times. Like in Australia, there's this big thing. All these people want to move to London. It's like this dream. I don't know what I'm seeing, dude. If you type in, I don't know what I'm missing, dude.
But it's London. It's London like the New York. It's London like the New York for like Australians. Like when you live in America,
shit New York,
or like even LA. Like everyone wants to move to LA or New York.
I understand that though.
LA is wank though.
Better than London.
I've never been to London, so I can't judge. I've been to
Just
LA
Google
to win.
photos of London suburbs, dude. You'll
Yes,
you'll
I
want to
know.
die.
Yeah, I've seen Top
That's
Boy.
why I
I've
need you to
seen
look at
all
it.
the
I
top.
need you to go and like be like, David, how is this really like?
Yeah, I'll give you some primary research. I'll give you the primary research. I'll be like, you know what, it could be worth moving here. Like our friend moved there, and he says it's shit.
Yeah.
Like he had not been convinced to stay there permanently. So it's like,
And I have some people I know who like work in law, so it's like they are the highest earning, and so they live in the richest area and they have the nicest things.
yeah,
They seem to have a good time, but I also think, um, I just think when you move overseas, you a lot of people won't be honest. Like when I went on exchange, even if I hated where I was, I would have been like, "Hey, guy," like maybe with you guys, I would have been like, "It sucks." With a lot of people, you can't exactly be like, "Oh yeah, I'm living overseas. Oh, I hate it because it's a shithole." Like
yeah.
you rarely get that. Um, but like I think it's a place where people traveling might like it, but living there is different. And really just see what you think because our friend does not speak glowingly about it.
He said he's like it's too expensive. It's rough. It's he doesn't
Yeah,
it doesn't make it sound great.
honestly, I don't know if you could live in London or like Stockholm. If you
I
choose
wouldn't.
London, you need to
Yeah,
go to you need to get help.
yeah. I'll like that's what I mean. If I was gonna if I was gonna move and live into a different country, I would like a stark like I would like some
Something different.
contrast. I want something like you want to like contrast. If I move to London, it's just fucking Sydney with
It is a
different
scientific
accents.
fact that England is just a shit Australia.
It is. It
Einstein
is. It is.
established that in his first painting, in his first publication.
And they're always gonna like throw it over, throw over Australians, going, "Oh yeah, this is where the convicts are." It's like, mate, you guys are dumb. You should have moved to Australia. It's way better.
I
Way
think
better.
English people know. Well, dude, why are there people on this? Oh, there's a streaker. Here we go. He's with the players, and what a weak streaker. What a bad streaker. He was even clothed.
Jesus, I'm not gonna lie though. Like these, the rebels are getting shafted with penalties.
They are.
They're getting absolutely
They
shafted.
got one now.
Are you gonna streak tomorrow, there, David? Are you gonna get into your birthday suit
No,
and streak?
streaking's interesting. Before we wrap up, as a kid, I used to think, why would someone streak? Now I totally get it.
Maybe I'm the
I
opposite.
absolutely get it.
I'm the opposite. I don't understand
Well,
the
I don't think
value
it's
in it.
worth it.
But what do you get out of it?
It's just I can see that if you were on the piss, I can see how the idea appeals, especially to idiots.
But
Like
to get
I can see, like if you're
naked
on the
and
piss,
go into
oh,
the
not to get
field.
naked, just in my undies, maybe. I could see myself if there were no fines, I could definitely see myself getting drunk and just being like, "Oh, this is a fucking good idea," and like running on. I can see why people
I'll
do
be
it.
like a hooligan. Like if we win the game, I'll jump into the field and like rush the team and like, yeah,
Oh,
support the boys. I'll
100%.
do that. But I don't understand like in the middle of the game where you're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna jump into the field and just make a mess.
I understand. I wouldn't do it because I think it's a douchebaggy thing to do. You're interrupting the game, but like I see the value in it. I definitely don't think it's worth it, but I understand it now. When I see streakers, I'm like, yeah, I can see how you got into that situation. Whereas when I was a kid, I was like, how do people get into that situation?
Yeah, I guess. I get. I just don't. Yeah, I just don't even understand the value. I don't understand it. Like, I'd rather do something like more witty. Like, do you see the guy that did the Clay Thompson impersonator? Who like
Oh, that's
made
so good.
That's what I would rather do that, like something a bit more witty, impersonate a
That's
player. Then
fine.
you're on the court shooting, the ball because you're gonna get banned either way. You're gonna get banned. So I'd rather do
Yeah.
something cool than to fucking just strip naked
So
with
what
a
did he do?
sugar
He
painter.
got on and he went and shoot around for 5 minutes.
Well, dude, the video is crazy. The video is like it seemed like it was staged because he basically just went to the player and like the staff entrance and just went through and everyone's like, "Oh, hey, Clay." Like they generally thought they honestly thought it was him. Like, "Oh, yeah, go get them tonight." Yeah, yeah, like supporting him. Like while he's just walking to the corner, he's like, "Whoa, what the fuck's going on?" And he just gets into the corner and starts shooting around. And then I think someone realizes like, "What the hell? You're not Clay Thompson." And then they just kick him out.
Yeah.
But he just like he was so casual. He just walked in. Everyone thought it was him. He went through security. He put his keys. It went through like he went through everything. Just walked through.
What I
No
don't
question.
understand
No
about that
question.
is like
No questions asked.
fake Clay is known. Like he's done it before. How are they not on the lookout for it?
He does look like Clay though, and he's tall. He's a tall guy that looks like Clay.
That's true. It's pretty like yeah, I guess. If you give him the benefit of the doubt. Still pretty sloppy work from
No,
security.
very very sloppy. I guess we could probably close on this. Who like we could tomorrow could be the last game of the season, or it might not. What do you think it will be?
What? Oh, I
The
think the
finals, the
Warriors.
finale, the finals, the championship.
I think the Warriors will win overall. I can definitely see Boston putting on like a fucking huge team effort not to lose in Boston, but also I can see Golden State really wanting to win in Boston because there's been a lot of shit go down.
Yeah, I mean,
So I'm going to go with a big game six from Klay Thompson and a big performance from the Warriors. And I think they seal it in Boston. And I think Draymond Green fucking whips his dick out in front of the crowd.
Yeah. If anyone was, yeah, he might just streak. He might just like.
I think Draymond Green will rub his nuts on the court.
On the fucking Celtic, just in the center court, just rubbing his nuts. Even though he's shooting, because he's been so shit this series, so shit.
But if they win, you can't deny.
I will deny he was shit. He's so over the hill, man. He's so over the hill.
He's over the hill for sure.
But whatever
he still helps him. He still helps him at times, but not too much. He's not too much. And Andrew Wiggins is doing his job.
It's actually painful to watch Draymond Green. I'm like, God, it's you're purely a liability.
Yeah, his body is definitely he's over the hill for sure.
Yeah, well, I'll put a bet on tomorrow, and I'm gonna say Steph Curry 6 or more threes, 40-point game. That's my prediction. So if you want to get on that, probably decent money.
I think a Clay 20 plus is a banker.
Clay 20 plus, I think is very reasonable as well. Probably 4 threes.
But Steph, yeah,
Wiggins probably Wiggins. If you really want to be saucy, 12 or more rebounds. If you really want to be saucy,
12 more rebounds. Sheesh.
Chuck a little multi in there. I think Tatum will probably have a big game. He'll be very inefficient, but he'll have a big game. Maybe 25 plus points. I can see that as well. So be interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think the finals have been a bit mid, bit like, like it hasn't. Not really that much excitement.
Blowouts. Apart from the first game, yeah, they've been kind of shitty. So
yeah, it just doesn't have the same. It hasn't had the same feel as previous finals. I don't know why.
No, I do agree.
Yeah.
Oh, should we wrap it up? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I'm tired. Thanks guys for listening. We're obviously back. But during that time when we were away, I know that David's been sitting there just waiting to drop absolute gems on you guys. And you might not be able to see him, but I can see him in his little green turtleneck jacket, ready to rip in with this type of knowledge. So, David, I'll let you go.
Bring a solid list when you go to IKEA. Let yourself have some flexibility.
But did you look at the catalog beforehand or no?
No, we just went in with what we wanted. And then there was a few things that we wanted, but be flexible. Go on the list, be flexible. If you just walk and stroll, you'll be in there all day. Go in, look what you want, pick up things on the way that you go past if you're inspired, but do not just wander through the whole store. You'll be there all day. Go in. IKEA is a place you need. It's like a casino. Enter with a plan, get in, get out. Don't deviate with the game plan too much, and you'll succeed.
All right. Easy enough. Peace.
Peace. I'm fucked. I gotta go to sleep as soon.